Okay. Hi, so if you don't remember me, my name's Kristen. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a Kahlua cake for my informative speech. So for as long as I can remember, my mom has been designated as the one to bring desserts to any family function that we have. She has specific desserts that she makes for each event. Depending on what it is, she has that one dessert. But this is one that she brings to pretty much everything because everybody loves. Like, it's a really pretty dessert, and they think she put so much time and effort into it, when really it's like the easiest thing in the world. That's her thing. She's all about saving time. So I'm going to show you today. Okay. So today I'll be showing you the supplies that you will need to create the cake, the step-by-step process to put it together, and then just a few baker's secrets and variations. So for the supplies, you're gonna need a boxed cake. We always use Devil's Food. It's just a chocolate cake. I've never used any other one, although I'm sure you can. Chocolate pudding. Keith candy bar. You can buy the actual bars and crush them up yourself, but in the interest of saving time, I always just buy this. And then you'll need some Kahlua. I didn't buy the big bottle because they're really expensive, and I never make this dessert. This serving dish here, it's called a trifle dish. You can put it in any type of dish, but this is what we always served in. And then here's the prepared chocolate pudding and Cool Whip. And the cakes, you're gonna wanna bake them in 2 round cake pans. So as far as the process goes, I'm gonna use gloves. Just in case we don't have any germaphobes here. So for the first step, you want to take one of your pieces of cake, and it usually doesn't fit in, so we just break it up into a few pieces and make it fit along the bottom. So you'll just break it up and just kind of smash it in there. Depending on the size dish you have, they might all fit, they might not. So just take off whatever and just kind of smash it down. And you just want to get a nice even layer. Then you're gonna take your Kahlua, and just depends on how strong of a flavor you want, but you're gonna pour some capfuls of Kahlua around the cakes. So I usually do about 3 to 4. If you want it stronger, you can put more. If you don't want that flavor, you don't have to actually put any. So that should be good. And then you'll take your chocolate pudding, and it's already been prepared, so you'll take about half of it and layer it around the cake. And you just want to make sure that you spread it evenly so there's an even layer all around. Okay. And then next, you'll want to take your Cool Whip and put the Cool Whip on. I got too big of a thing. You don't need this size. But usually, yeah, you'll put about half. And just make sure you spread it all around. That way it touches the pan so you can see each layer. And then the next thing you'll do is take your candy bar, whether you use the bag or crushed it. I should have brought scissors. So yeah, if you want to crush it yourself, we usually put it in a Ziploc bag and just bang it with like a bread roller. Sorry.
Got a knife or something?
Scissors. Pen. Oh, I got it. Thank you though. Okay, so for the candy, depending on how much you use, you'll want to use the majority of it for this layer, and just save maybe about 1/4 for the top of the cake. So I like to sprinkle it all around the edges first, just so you can see it from the outside, because this cake really is about looks. And then you'll just fill in the rest of it, getting an even layer of the candy. And just make sure you save a little bit for the top. You don't need that much for the top though. So those are the 3 layers there, and then you'll just go ahead and repeat. Try and do this layer a little quicker. And again, the Kahlua. And then another layer of pudding. And then our last layer of Cool Whip. Now when you put your last layer of Cool Whip on, actually I did use the whole thing, you don't want to even it out flat because it's a really pretty dish. So to make pretty little peaks, you just kind of like brush it up with your fork or spoon or whatever you have, just to make peaks all along the cake like that. And then just take the remaining candy and sprinkle it along the top, not to overload it, just enough to make it look pretty. So you can see there, in the end, you have a really pretty dessert. So next, just some variations. I'll give you one of them. To make a moister cake, you can freeze the cake overnight and then defrost it in the morning. You can also, instead of following the directions on the box, you can add 1 extra egg for what they call for, switch the oil out with butter, and switch the water out with milk to get a more dense bakery style cake. There's also variations to where you could switch out the cake flavors and the pudding flavors. Like I've used vanilla cake and vanilla pudding and strawberries in place of candy to make like a summer dessert. So today I've showed you the supplies that you need to create the cake, the step-by-step process, and some secrets and variations. So feel free to help yourselves.
Thank you.